We all speak various languages, have university degrees, and are known for our discretion. Except during our breaks, of course. There we have no secrets from each other. But really, apart from it being extremely interesting to know all that goes on with the other 4 bosses, confiding in each other has really helped us on more than one occasion to narrowly escape impending disasters that might otherwise have cost 1 or 2 jobs. So our undercover network is of the utmost importance to us, and probably to the firm as well. I love a good gossip, but sometimes knowing what someone else's boss has done is important for me. I can then feel that I am not the unluckiest person on earth because I work for Julia. Julia is a brilliant lawyer. She has 2 law degrees and a master's degree, and she speaks perfect English, German, and French. She's 35 years old. I saw both her passport and ID card, information that was quickly shared with my friends as soon as I discovered it. But she has the character of a cobra, always ready to spring an attack. For some reason, only those of us beneath her station have been lucky enough to see that side of her. Her colleagues respect her, and I admit that she has earned that esteem by having practically no life outside of work, but that's where her charm ends, especially with me. I seem to always be at the receiving end of her attacks. Sometimes she is all smiles and extremely solicitous, but a second later succeeds in almost reducing me to tears. After 5 years of working for her, I have finally developed the ability to look directly at her and not lower my head when she berates me. It all enters through one ear and goes out the other. That and the fact that I have convinced myself, after some intense online searches, that she must have some sort of emotional disorder that she's probably unaware of. It's been a difficult morning, I say. Julia missed her dentist appointment and blamed me for it. I know you didn't forget to tell her, Oscar replies. Go on, shock us with what really happened this time. Yesterday morning, I reminded her that it was at 9 today. Good thing I also sent a text message to her mobile last night. She got there at 10 and was surprised they weren't able to squeeze her in. She seems to think everything should be dropped when she arrives somewhere. I tried to get her to look at the text message, where she could have easily seen the time it was sent, but she refused to, claiming she didn't receive it. I'm sure she has erased it. I have a good mind to go through her phone, but I'm not going to waste my time, as I wouldn't be able to use it as proof anyway. I know she knows that she isn't right. It just annoys me how she always seems to blame me for everything that goes wrong without giving me a chance to defend myself. Honestly, this firm does not pay me enough for the mental stress she puts me through. I know what you mean, says a visibly upset Emma. Gonzalo forgot his wife's birthday again, which must be because when he isn't working, he is pursuing anything that closely resembles a female. I sent her flowers as usual, but he didn't follow it up with a call or do anything special, and she came to the office looking extremely furious. There was a mighty row. I'm surprised it wasn't heard in the surrounding buildings. Guess who is to blame for everything? Amparo says, you guys are really paying for some past sins in a big way. I have to say that Alejandro, apart from being very easy on the eye, has never treated me in a demeaning manner and is quite considerate for a boss. He even knows when my birthday is and sends me flowers. We can't help but nod in agreement with our mouths full. Even Oscar, who is about to marry his longtime girlfriend, has often said that Alejandro is one of those men that should not exist, as they make women compare what they have at home to them and probably wish they could trade. Every woman in the firm is secretly in love with him, except Julia, who seems quite indifferent to his charm, but that just reinforces my belief that she isn't quite human. He has the dreamiest blue eyes and abundant hair that he absent-mindedly has to push away from his eyes occasionally, as it is quite long. He looks as if he has just effortlessly stepped out of the cover of a magazine, not at all the image that comes to mind when one thinks of a lawyer. Alejandro heads the international law department, so he's not just a pretty face. He has succeeded in maintaining and even upgrading the high standards his late father left the firm with when he handed the reins over to him. I don't think he knows that I exist, but, like every female worker here, I too have imagined walking down the aisle with him at one time or another. Pity that all his girlfriends have been models or rich heiresses, and I, not being one or the other.